I can talk more about exactly how it works later. Um, but yeah, I'm just a guy that likes doing like puzzles like these. You know, we have to use your brain and do some logic stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm just really into these sorts of logical things. Um, doesn't matter if it's like an on paper book or like I don't know, like Rubik's cubes. I'm a pretty big fan of Rubik's cubes. You know, trying to solve this 7 by 7 by 7 Rubik's cube here. I don't know if any of you guys are into Rubik's cubes, but yeah, they're pretty cool. And I don't know. Yeah, that's just a little bit about me. We're probably going to talk more about the book, right?
Yeah, so thank you for the introduction, Kevin. So we have a few questions for you about your book and yourself. So first of all, did you solve all the puzzles in your book before? And if so, how did you manage to solve all of them?
Yeah. So since I published the book, I had to make sure that like all the puzzles in the book can be solved. So um, yes, I did indeed solve all the puzzles in the book. Um, I mean, it's a pretty interesting process making the puzzles. Like um, after a while, it's like you just it's not as like difficult as it seems. You know, making the puzzle. After a while, you get a sort of intuition about it. Um, yeah. So yeah, I did solve all the puzzles. How did I manage to solve? I mean, I made the puzzles, so like that sort of comes with um, solving it. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So also, what made you think of writing this book? Because, it's visual split puzzles.
Yeah, yeah. Visual split. You mean like why did I make this book, or why the title of the book, or
Yeah, like what made you think of writing a book about like the topic visual split puzzles?
so this topic, like exactly these kinds of puzzles. Um, yeah, so I've been making these kinds of puzzles for a couple years now, ever since I started teaching um, at Math Matters. So basically, at Math Matters, we would always make these sorts of puzzles to challenge the kids, and yeah, that was pretty fun to yeah see them try to solve these puzzles and actually figure them out most of the time. So yeah, I think this over the years I just compiled all the puzzles that I made and just um, put them into a book, visual split puzzles, and that's how that's why I got this book. I like why. I mean, I don't know. I guess like during quarantine, it's a bit harder to interact with kids and solve like these puzzles together. So I decided to compile everything into a book and also just get it published out there so that more people can find it and maybe try some of these puzzles for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That was great. So we will put the link to his book in the chat later. And also, he's talking about his group Math Matters, and we'll talk a bit more about that later on. So, third question. Did you write this book by yourself, or did you have some sort of partner you were working with?
Well, all the puzzles in the book, the puzzles themselves are all created by me. Um, so my mom definitely was a big help to me in actually getting the book published because I've never published a book before, so it's nice to have someone to talk to. Also, I like to test some of these puzzles um, on students, on friends, see what they think, and like I guess that's part of the process of selecting these puzzles. Like getting the difficulty levels right and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, all the puzzles were made by me, and um, but my mom was definitely a big help in getting the book actually published because that's an entire process there. And also, yeah, the cover was actually designed by my brother. He does like art stuff, and I don't know. I asked him to do this thing, and yeah, that's his work right there. The puzzle on the everything on the front page.
Yeah. So this was a personal question. So did you ever get stuck on any like uh like author's block or something like that where you can't come up with a puzzle or you can't move on?
Yeah, so yeah, sort of like writer's block or something. Um, yeah, I guess it happens sometime, like creating these puzzles is a lot of like trial and error, a lot of trying out different things. Um, but yeah, I guess sometimes I would like get stuck, not have any ideas come to mind. Um, so like that happens when you're doing anything, right? Like it's like anything, yeah, that requires a lot of mental work. It's really easy to just get stuck somewhere. So I don't know, I can just like set my notebook down, all right, and go out for a walk, do something else, forget about this for a bit, and then like after a while come back, see if any new ideas come up, and that usually works. If it doesn't work, I don't know, sit it down, do it again, or maybe try out like different things. There's a lot of different kinds of puzzles you do, like with uh, squares and triangles and circles and stuff. So yeah, the variety is definitely important to it.
Yeah, thank you. So our next question is, do you have a personal favorite puzzle in this book? And what about a hardest puzzle?
A personal favorite, um, like it's kind of hard to choose one favorite puzzle. Um, there's a lot in here that I definitely like. Um, let's see, like the simple ones, I feel like are some of my favorite ones because like you can like it looks really simple, but like the solution is kind of you have to do a bit of work to find it. Um, so like yeah, we have this triangle one, puzzle number 22. If you guys can see this, it's like a triangle. Um, yeah, a triangle thing. It's just one triangle, and the goal is to split it into 4 pieces. Um, and so like these sorts of simple things are pretty cool in my opinion. Um, but yeah, there's also a lot of other things. Like sometimes the puzzle will have multiple solutions, and that's always cool to see because like I don't know, you can see that there's different ways to do it. I don't know. That's something that stands out to me for a puzzle. Um, yeah, some puzzles like they sort of mislead you, I guess. Some puzzles they only have squares in them, but the solution you have to cut the squares in half and get triangles or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things out of these puzzles. But the hardest one is definitely puzzle 49. We just have this whack shape, this shape that's like really big, and it's like not obvious how you do it. That's definitely the hardest one. Puzzle number 49. It's a really hard puzzle. I'd be pretty impressed if you guys can figure it out. But yeah, that's a bit about some of these puzzles.
All right, thank you. So another one of the really hard puzzles is actually on the cover of the book. So they have a rating system in this book of 1 to 5 stars, and the puzzle in the book is actually 6 stars. So you guys can check out the link I sent in the chat and see for yourself. All right, so next question. Did you have a goal in mind while writing this book? If so, what was the goal?
A goal in mind? Well, I said a bit about this earlier. Like I want to get these puzzles out there so that more people can see them. But also like it'd be pretty weird if like I just stay at home writing all of these puzzles and doing all these things without having more people know about them. Like these are like making puzzles. These sorts of things are stuff that I enjoy. So like that's I'm gonna do that anyways. So why not like have other people see them. So yeah, that's probably one of the big reasons why or one of the goals I have for this book. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And then Zayden has some more questions for you.
I have a couple questions. So, will you continue to write books in the future?
In the future, yeah. So I am actually planning on another book, like a part 2 of this book. Hopefully around the same difficulty level, maybe a little more or something. It's gonna be centered on circles this time. So like a lot of these puzzles in here are squares and triangles and that sort of thing. But in the second book, I'm probably gonna focus more on like circle shapes because there are just a lot of interesting things you can do with circles. So I'm just gonna dedicate the entire second book to looking at that. But yeah, these sorts of puzzles are definitely expandable. Like you can create other weird shapes and yeah, make that a new puzzle. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with these things. I'm definitely thinking of doing a part 2, maybe more books in the future. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's that.
So what's your favorite thing to do in your spare time besides math?
Besides math, like, I mean, there's a lot of mathy stuff that I like to do other than math. But yeah, other than all that, like, I also like playing saxophone, just in my spare time to relax, or doing jazz music. And what else do I like to do? Go out for walks, biking. That's one of the things I like to do. Whenever I have nothing else to do. Yeah, I'm not sure. Listening to music is also pretty good, just to relax. Yeah, and listening to music while on the bike or something. I don't know. Just a few things. Yeah.
Nice. So, who is your role model? A very big question.
Who's my okay, yeah. So I mean, there's different ways to think about like role models. I think in terms of math stuff, like a lot of my role models are like math professors. I used to watch, and I still do watch these math videos made by like these math professors. And they're just talking about different topics in math. Sometimes they're like research topics. Sometimes they're just for fun. So those people are definitely my role models. But like other than that, in general, I think my parents are definitely one of my biggest role models. I think, like they just I don't know, they just been supported, and I think I definitely want to be like them, I guess, in the future.
All right. So, last question for me. What's your favorite book?
Like my favorite book in general.
Yeah, in general.
Let's see, because there are a lot of like mathy books that I enjoy. Like there's a book called Satan, Cantor, and Infinity. It's a book by Raymond Smullyan. It's like about different puzzles, sort of sort of like this book actually, except it's more about logic puzzles. It's like thinking about like, okay, this is like a fictional scenario where you have knights and knaves. So a knight is someone who always tells the truth, and a knave is someone who always lies. And then you want to try to figure out the situation, and use like a bunch of logic stuff, try to figure out who's a knight, who's a knave, and that kind of stuff. So that's a pretty good book for if you're into like logic stuff. But let's see, there are like other like fiction, classic fiction books, I guess, that I like. Um, let's see, what is? I mean, this isn't really fiction; it's more like nonfiction. But what's it, the things they carry, it's sort of like nonfiction-ish fiction. I don't know what that's called. Like it's like a mix. Um, the things they carried by Tim O'Brien. It's like a book about the Vietnam War. It's like it's an interesting book. Puts an interesting perspective on war. So yeah, I guess that's that.
All right. So does anybody have any more questions for him? You can type in chat or just unmute yourself and ask.
Hosts, any questions? Okay, so Leo asked, is publishing a book hard?
Is publishing the book hard?
Yeah.
Well, in general, it is pretty difficult. I got it published through a Writers Republic. The people there were definitely very helpful through the process. And I also had my mom help me guide me through the process. So I had it a bit easier, but in general, publishing a book definitely takes a lot of work, I'd say. So, but it is a pretty rewarding process. Like this is just an activity book, sort of for kids, you know, because like I'm still a teenager. It'd be weird if I like wrote a book for adults or something, right? But yeah, in general, the process it is quite tough, but it is doable. So yeah, that's my answer for that one.
All right. So Mariana said, how do you make a book?
So I'm assuming that like writing the book.
Yeah, or like creating it.
Creating it. Like creating the puzzles. Like there's different steps to making a book. You have like creating the puzzles, and you have like arranging everything, which doesn't take that long. And then you have like getting the book published. So I guess I don't know. I could talk about each step of that. Have making the puzzles, a lot of trial and error, a lot of trying a lot of different things, and arranging everything. You know, you can use whatever software you want, but yeah, it's not that difficult to arrange the puzzles themselves, and then getting the book published. That's the whole process.
Okay. All right. So Eileen said, what made you want to like write a book?
What made me want to write a book? Well, I sort of talked about this before, but like, what can I add on to that? I don't know. I just always thought that I've enjoyed doing these puzzles, and like it'd be kind of weird if I just did these puzzles and like not share it with other people. And I thought publishing a puzzle book, that would be a pretty good way to share these ideas with other people. So yeah, that's why I decided to publish it.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? No. Oh wait. Okay, Naomi. How do you make a book like on the computer?
Like on the computer?
Yeah, that's what she had.
Like arranging everything.
Yeah.
You can use like whatever you want, like Adobe, like I don't know what else there is, but you can use whatever kind of editing thing you want. Yeah.
Okay, so which one did you use?
So I used Adobe to get the PDF, arrange everything, and yeah, or there's like different ways you can
Okay.
get like different effects on the pages. And, yeah.
So anyone else have any more questions? Okay, so he gave you guys the link if you guys want to check it out.
All right, so I have a little to say about his math club. So Kevin Du is currently a senior at Portola High School. He's been a fan of math for as long as he remembers, from creating math games to play with friends to deriving formulas on napkins while waiting at a restaurant. He can always find something interesting to do with math. So basically, you can check out his site right here. I posted the link in the chat, and he hosts a math group which helps tutor kids on like specific or any kind of math subjects. So you can check it out. And Kevin, do you have an email you can give them?
Oh yeah, sure. Maybe I'm just typing in the chat real quick. Yeah, so that website that Albert put in the chat has like some of my puzzle games. I don't know. It's probably in it's in one of the uh, overhead tabs. You have to click on like a fun coding section. There's like the online games thing. Yeah, so this is my email. Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Kevin, you have one more question.
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah, Naomi's also asking, do you have like a dog or a pet? And if you do, tell her its name.
Oh, not as of right now. We used to have like a chicken as a pet. Chico, like I don't know. That was that was an interesting thing. My brother liked the chicken a lot. I didn't really I don't know. I guess I'm just not a pets kind of guy. Or maybe I just haven't got a good pet yet. I don't know. Yeah, chickens are pretty cool. Before that, I think we had like a turtle or something as a pet, and then yeah, he got lost in the wild, and we don't know what happened to him. So yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we move on to the puzzles? I know that you guys really want to do the puzzles, so do you want to just jump right into it? Yeah. Okay.
All right. So are we like going into breakout rooms?
Only if you want to. Like you could stay over and then like we could like say a little like goodbye and like if you want to say anything else.
I don't know. I could stay in like.
I mean, you could pop into each. Wait, you can go into breakout rooms, right? Different ones.
I don't see the breakout room button actually.
Okay. So I have to make you host. Darn it.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. I don't know if I should do that because then
Yeah.
it's hard for me to. Zach.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure because you weren't here for the very beginning. Do you know what's going on today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Hold on.
understand.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Who is Diagnostics Phone?
I don't know.
What grade are you in? Not sure who that is. Well, okay. So Kevin, do you want to like?
Diagnostic phone is mine. My son is second grade.
Second grade. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put you in the second grade area. All right, so there's like a button. Okay, yeah. Kevin, do you want to like join the breakout rooms?
And
Like,
join them?
yeah, and like talk to them and stuff.
Sure.
Okay. I'll put you in the first group for now.